23. Chitta or the mind core is meaningful only on account of the impact of Purusha or collective soul consciousness as Drashtra or seer and Prakriti or material existence as the Drishya or the object seen. So all this is becoming valuable because the consciousness. When I die, the body will be there. Some prana is still left. Have you heard? I keep also repeating this. Someone is buried. If you have been digging somebody's graveyard. If you have you ever done that? Nobody. I have done that. You'll be surprised that the nails can still grow. After death, the nails can still grow. Your hair can still grow. What is it? What is it? There's a rationale, there's a explanation. We don't have fan here. If you have fan, old-fashioned fan, you switch it on, okay? The fan is moving, the blade is moving. And then you switch this fan off. The blade will still continue moving. It will not stop immediately. It will not stop abruptly. Because there is still some electricity going into the blades, into the fan, into the dynamo, into the generator of the fan. Some electricity is there. After some time, the blades will start moving. Will stop moving. It will no longer move. Similarly, if I die and I am not cremated, or my body is not disposed immediately, if I am buried, the prana is not going to be off just like that. There are so many different types of prana. Some prana will be left. And this prana that is left, if you are not dying consciously, if you are still attached to your house, your family, your motor car, your vehicle, your girlfriends and boyfriends, if you are still attached to them, some consciousness still left also over. And this body will not decompose for many years. And the bad news is, if you are living in a cold weather, there are people who have been dead for last 5,000 years and the soul still hovering around. When I was reading about this, I was in my teens. Have you heard of a novel called She? There was a movie also, She, by Rider Haggard, a British novelist. In my days when I was young. And when I read that book, it was a fiction. It was a fiction. I never ever realized that that fiction was based on true story. It was much later that I found out Rider Haggard actually met through this kind of incident. And there are people, after that I made some research also on my own. There are souls who are still hovering. They don't know where to go, what to do. Last time we used to advise people to watch Bruce Willis' movie, The Sixth Sense. That can happen. The person who is dead, he may not realize that he is dead. Because the time factor, one day here in the lunar orbit, it is 14 or 15 days. In that dimension, one day can be a fraction of minute. Can be a fraction of minute. So for the soul that is hovering around for last 200 years, 100 years, it is just maybe few days. Few days he has been hovering around. Until all the people that he has been attached to are dead. And then he leaves. And sometime he renews the contract. Just like we renew our contract. He can renew the contract. He was attached to the son. The son is dead. But now he has got a grandson. So he is attached to grandson. The grandson is dead. He is attached to the great grandson, great 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 grandson. It goes on and on and on. So this consciousness, first of all, Purusha or collective soul consciousness, this is soul consciousness. This is creating, making us conscious of what is happening. In a way it is good, but if you want to disconnect yourself, you have to disconnect yourself at that level, at the level of consciousness. 24. Driven by innumerable vasanas or unfulfilled desires and obsessions, or either joining them, that the chitta or mind core engages itself in various activities for what seems to be another entity or being. From my past life, all the obsessions, all the desires unfulfilled, I carry. And now, this becomes the seed for my new life. I am pursuing those same things. And this is why I was talking to someone a few days ago. We used to give this past life regression. It was one of the most favorite program that we ever gave. Past life regression, but not one-on-one. We used to give past life regression collective like this, 30, 40 people on one go. What happened? What happened was those 30, 40 people, if you are here today, there would be some kind of connection in your past life among you all. There would be some connection. And by remembering your past life, then they created new connection, renewal of contract. The whole idea was to disconnect, move on. Otherwise, you are stuck just with 20 people. All of us are stuck with 20 people maximum. If you are intelligent, 20 people. If you are not intelligent, more than that maybe. If you are super intelligent, just 4 or 5 people. Make a list. People that you are very much connected with. You cannot get more than 20 names. Very much connected. That if they die, you will feel very hurt. Not more than 20. Maximum that is. So we are just moving in the circle. One who is your boyfriend now was a debt collector in your past life. He made you suffer then, he's making you suffer now. Can be anybody. Can be anybody. Your mother maybe was your lover, your father was your husband, whatever. Those things go on. It's not, there's no guarantee what will you be in your next life based on your obsession. Most of the daughters were lovers of their fathers. Most of the daughters I've seen. Why? And lovers of the fathers who were not faithful. So this, most of the time, you are so angry with someone. I have given my life, I've been loving you and you're not been faithful to me. You've been cheating on me. Next time I'm born as your daughter. So you cannot leave me. You know, out of anger you can create a relationship and not healthy. So all these girls then being born as daughters, they are also not happy. Because they still have those memories that this father was not faithful to me. He was my lover. So our relationship is all screwed up. A lot of people, they say, you know, this is because of my childhood problem, this, that, blah, blah, blah. It's not childhood. It is existential problem. This very birth speaks of itself, that you have some unfinished business. What do you want to do now? You want to finish the business. While finishing the business, you can create some new accounts. And that's what is happening. So how to disconnect yourself? how to finish your accounts and yet do not create any more new accounts. The only way is again your outlook. When you are serving somebody, not because he is your brother, he is your sibling, mother, father, but because he or she has the same energy, has the same soul as me. So you try to diversify, you try to expand this consciousness. Once you start expanding your consciousness, you are freed from this petty businesses, small businesses. You will still be fulfilling your duties in your family, but just change the outlook. I am not here in this family to please my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my mother, my father, but I am serving. If you like the word God, I am serving God. If you don't like the word God, I am serving the existence. This is called Karma Yoga. You still do your actions, but you are doing your actions to achieve yoga, to achieve oneness. 25. Having seen the distinction between Atma or self and the state of becoming caused by the Chitta Vasana cooperation, that the Jivatma, the individual soul, withdraws itself from such state of becoming. If I understand that my relation with you, with my family, with anybody, is because of my unfulfilled desires, my unfulfilled obsessions in my past life, but I am not that. All that is the business of the mind, the business of this body. Jivatma, soul, the individual soul, is something else. If you shift your consciousness, the moment you shift your consciousness, that very moment, you go beyond the law of karma. Yes, you can go beyond the law of karma. It is just like this, I used to give an example of a very dark room. If you have a very dark room, it has been closed, locked for 40 years, not a single ray of light. Not a single ray of light. And then you get the lock open, you go into the room, it's still dark. What would you do? Will it take you 40 years to brighten the room? No. You simply need one small candle and the room is brightened immediately. The same thing, once you have this knowledge of the self, knowledge of Atma, knowledge of soul, that very moment you are free from all your strings attaching you, binding you to this body, to this mind, to all kind of relationships. Once again, let me repeat, you will still be in this world. Your body has to still finish all the pending businesses. Your mind still has to finish the pending business. But in your spirit, you shall be free.